So today I'm gonna do a tutorial based video. Don't mind the bike, it's a little dirty. All right, it's not fully clean. I want to do an oil change and I'm gonna walk you guys through how to do it. So first off, you're gonna need size 8, size 14, the 8 if you can find it. If not, then you're screwed. I don't know what to tell you. And a filter and oil. So what I like to do is I like to get the bike warmed up for about 5 minutes or so. Let the oil kind of like sit. You also need a flathead, so that way you can, you know, deal with this shit here. I gotta tighten it because I didn't know if this would work. Alright, gonna let this warm up for a minute and then I'll get back to you guys. Anyways, once you got the bike warmed up and whatnot, you're gonna move your Kickstarter. You're gonna grab your flathead. You're gonna pop this sucker off right here, you know. Get that off. Make sure you don't touch the pipe because it's gonna be a little hot. Usually people let it sit, but I'm kind of in a rush, so I don't think that's supposed to be like that, but okay. And then you can just set that there. The oil for choice that I usually go with is Rotella. I use T4 15W by 40. I've ran it in literally every bike I've owned. I've never had one issue. Yes, I'm using a dirty drain pan, okay? Leave me alone. Save your fucking minutes. Once you get the drain pan and everything, there's gonna be 2 bolts, all right? 2 bolts that you gotta worry about. I'm gonna show you guys real quick and then I'm gonna crack them loose. So you got that 14 millimeter, and then right here, right above it, you got an 8 millimeter. And then we'll move on to the filter. Why aren't you coming out? You're so long. There it is. All right. Inspect, make sure that there's no water or anything. Now we're gonna pop out this 8 millimeter. All right, yeah, righty tighty. We need to go lefty loosey. So we're gonna go ahead and get up in here. All right, we got both of those bolts draining. So all that drains. Inspect bolts. Usually people will put new crush washers on. I'm not gonna do that, you know. I'm just your average Joe. I'm not a racer. I don't really care. Bike up a little bit, make it flat, so that way it all comes out. Oh, and I didn't know if you guys know this, but if you actually go to O'Reilly's, they have oil filters for this bike. Now, I'm not saying they're top-notch filters, but they're filters. So, they're pretty cheap. They're like 12 bucks. So, let's go ahead and do this filter now. Again, this is an 8 millimeter. If you can find it. I know that the Wicked Witch of the East likes to come steal our tools sometimes. So, you're just going to pop these 2 bolts. But whenever you do it, you want to do it even with one another. So like if you pop this one, pop that one, loosen this one a little bit, loosen that one a little bit, because you do not want to crack this plate. If you do, then you're just going to have oil seeping out. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'm going to get it off and I'll show you guys the rest. So this long bolt here is going to be the top part. That short one is going to be the bottom. Now these can be a little tricky to get off. So you kind of just got to work with it. So yeah, I finally got it to finally pop off. So once it pops off, you just pull it out and you don't make a mess like I just did. But you pull that out a little bit, let the oil seep out. Stick your finger in. Pull that sucker out of there. So yeah, you can tell she was due. She got a bunch of dirt and shit in there. The spring out as well. The spring is very important. So we're gonna get our little towel here and wipe away this oil, which is very warm right now. Putting the new one back in. Which if you don't get all the oil out, it's okay. It helps keep the other one, the new one, lubed. So it works. Alright, so we got that cleaned out. You're gonna put it back on. I don't think it really matters either way, but put it back in the center there. Alright, it goes on like that. You take your filter, alright. You want your black piece to be on the outside. Piece goes on this. So that way it lines straight up with that spring. And then you just twist it until it pops on. To get this back on, you don't want to over tighten one of these bolts. You just want to kind of feed it through. Get it started a little bit with your fingers. Do the same thing with the other one as well. and then you just alternate between them, because like I said, you want this to be pressed up against this firmly, but you don't want too much pressure on one side and too much on the other side, because it will just crack. So you want to be gentle. So I'm going to tighten this up real quick, and then we'll put the other 2 bolts in, and we'll get on to filling up the bike. Just dump these in, like so. That's how you do oil change on a 2015 KX450F.